Okay, hello, welcome to the stream, everybody. Thank you so much, you perfect purple peoples. I love all of you for coming through and supporting me in this channel and the communities that I'm part of with Dragon Dispatcher and Earthbound Reaper. We're slowly transitioning into other themes and stuff. Hopefully you guys like the new border and the background theme that's going on in the intermission. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a great week so far. We got some topics to talk about with Helldivers, the updates, and the community of Helldivers and their updates as well, and how Sony basically got shit on by PC players. Good job. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and transition over here to the podcast channel.
This? Oh, you guys aren't ready for this update. It takes literally 30 seconds for me to tell you and go through it and we can go to the next game.
Okay, well, tell us about the update, bud.
You can now choose between 30, 40, and 60 FPS at a cap situation and change it to visuals to performance. But guess what that means? If you go performance, put it on 60 FPS, it's going to tear the fucking, it's going to look like your screen's tearing. It's going to be bad.
Oh,
it's basically
lovely.
VRR. It's basically VRR.
Lovely.
That's the big update. That's it. Nothing else has changed. Nothing's been happening.
That's not surprising to me.
Anyways,
considering like they were all sour about not winning any awards for the game. Anyway, just really quick, I'm gonna do a quick little plug here. If you go to my store, you can get a little bottle, and then you can put some W in that shit. We're sponsored by W, a Be Better, Jitterless Energy Blend. They have tons of different flavors for you guys to try out. It is very delicious. I highly recommend going with the starter sampler pack, which is the more economically friendly, to try out different flavors. I always highly recommend with any type of energy blend to please start small and then build up from there. I personally love it, and I'm pretty sure you will too. And if you can go there and help your boy out, go ahead and use PDBW for 10% off of your order, and so that way they think I'm actually supporting the brand, and I would really appreciate it. But yeah, if energy blend isn't your thing, you can get cool little stickers. If you like anime chicks, they got some stuff for you there, and if you like other anime stuff, they got some juggerinos that have anime things on it. So I'm a simp, so I would definitely buy one of those if I had money. And they also have some pretty cool swag as well. Thank you, W, for sponsoring me. If you're out there or ever watch any of my content, you're amazing. Anyway, it's time to move on. So we've had some big debacles with Destiny, or god damn it, Helldivers.
I was like, don't do that.
No, we had some issues with Helldivers kind of dropping the ball by following their fearless leader Sony and trying to basically shove a PSN account down everybody's throat. And now Sony kind of paid for it, and so did Helldivers by a lot, by people just kind of blowing up their comment section and review bombing them. And it goes to show you that if a game is really good and supported by a community, the community will flip-flop real quick if you fuck us over. So, and it's amazing that they actually, pretty much, right? Definitely a mission fail.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong at all. So they kind of backtracked on it, made it so it was optional. At the same time, console players are upset because they have to have a PSN, and I don't understand why, because you have a console, that's what you get for having a console. I'm not saying consoles are bad, but you know, that's kind of the trade-off. I don't feel bad for you. Sorry, not sorry. It's better for us not to have to deal with PSN because of a lot of their data leaks,
legal issues,
and illegal issues. Hi, Astro Gamer, fucking love you. Thank you for coming by. And then on top of that, they make it so that way it's not available in a lot of countries, and you know, people in China want to play this game. So honestly, like, I don't understand what they were thinking with that, especially when it comes down to you know, Daddy, being a like open game that's
they were just thinking about numbers. We're trying to do it to where that they could boost their numbers.
Yeah, they want the data. They just want you.
Yeah, they just want data. Well, not even your data. They just want the numbers. They want a numerical number of how many people are playing the game, so that they have that and they can kind of be like, we have so this many people playing, and it's
like that without having to have an account. What they want is to say how many Look how many
PlayStation players
PlayStation
are
accounts
doing
we
it.
have.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. That's what I'm saying. That's what they're trying to do.
And they can
It
easily
work.
see that information from servers. So
Yeah, and PC
It's-
does not care. PC
Yeah.
never gets into the console wars. We're like, no, PC
No.
master race. We're gonna stay over here and do our thing. You
Yeah.
leave us alone.
Exactly. I just I think it was kind of a blunder because honestly they could have just made it an optional thing and gave you stuff for signing up for PSN. Just give us cool looking armor or something. Give us a blue armor or whatever, you know.
Connect your PSN and Facebook and get these 2 free helmets, okay?
That whole issue could have been avoided just by doing that, honestly. But luckily they backed down from doing that and they are listening to community. Hopefully in the future more game developers listen to the community and try not to take advantage of players, because when it really comes down to it, we're the reason why they're making money. Games have a shelf life. You can make a shitty game and then it'll go old like within a couple of months and nobody will be talking about it if it's a shit game. And then if you're a shitty dev, it's the same exact thing in my opinion, at least.
It makes a shitty game too.
Yeah, it makes for a shitty experience. To make money off of games, I feel like you should really think of the longevity and trying to keep your community hooked or coming back somehow. So I'm glad that they kind of backtracked. The most recent patch that they have up for Helldivers is some crash fixes. I ran into some crashes today, so they didn't fix everything. But one of the common crash related was damage over time, and fixed for every common crash related to hot joining quick play sessions that became full. This means that hot joining players, that sounds so sexual, won't show up in the recent so hot blocked it. Players won't show up in the recent players list until they drop down to the planet, or not at all if they leave from the loadout. And Spotify is being a bitch. Okay. Anyway, besides that, we have war bonds that finally released as well, and I'll show you some gameplay with some of the stuff I was able to unlock. Honestly, assault rifles kind of shit, but that's just my opinion. We'll get into that in a minute. A democratic day to you, Helldivers and citizens. Today we bring you yet another patch addressing your freedom hampering issues. Okay, overview. Some weapons and enemy balancing, some crash fixes, social menu issues, dot damage fix. Monarch should be happy about that. Misaligned scopes fix. That's hopefully that fixed some issues that we saw with some of the other guns where it is just like such a pain in the ass to aim when first person. General fixes and improvements. They did some balancing where the primary and secondary and support weapons, honestly every time they do balancing they just break everything. Love this game, but like it's been so long that it's been out now that I'm just kind of getting annoyed with these little nuances. Increase explosion damage by 40 and remove shrapnel from the explosion. This is to avoid cases in which players would randomly one-shot themselves or their teammates in a huge radius around the explosion. Enemies increase Go ahead.
It's a lot of nuanced shit. It's a lot of the same stuff we keep going into, but I mean at the same time it's like Arrowhead, how much real, you know what I mean, big time gaming stuff have they done? You know what I mean? Like it's okay. I'm not too stressed on it, but at the same time, like I totally feel like they keep fucking with shit that they don't need to fuck with. They would just stop that part, I think they'd be fine.
Or just make the stuff that, you know, come out with the new war bonds like actually good. I really hope they increase the damage.
You release a weapon and everybody's like, oh my god, this weapon is so great, like I love it and everything. Don't fucking touch it. They release the armors and everything, and they have perks and everything. Just make sure they work before you drop it. Fucking
make new perks. Do something.
What I'm saying is, like, whatever you drop, just make sure it works. It's functional. Yeah. Okay, it does what it's supposed to. Okay, cool. If we get it and we're like, oh, this gun sucks. Okay, we need to touch that weapon. We're like, we love it. Don't fucking touch it. Leave it alone.
Right. Yeah.
Leave it. It's not going out there. Somebody's not soloing. Fucking. You know what I mean?
It's not making the game any easier. With a pistol. It's not making the game easier.
Yeah. Nobody's soloing Helldive with a pistol. No. So like, bro, it's fine. Like, it's just leave the fucking javelin with the mini nuke warhead on top of it. Just leave it alone. It's fine.
Yeah, like, it's fine. I fucking love the javelin. I got to play around with it earlier today again, and it was super useful. For the enemies, they increase shrieker sight and hearing range slightly, increase gunship hearing range slightly. So basically, if you're making a lot of noise and you're kind of like, they're kind of within range, they'll start flying over to you, start fucking with you. I've seen that kind of happen today.
They already had a crazy ass range anyways.
True, but at the same time, there were a lot of times where the shriekers and stuff would just kind of be flying around their nests and not fucking with you. even when you were
okay.
doing this big old battle and stuff. And I noticed that with the gunships too. It was sometimes, not every time. Like sometimes if they're just close enough, it's going to cause that issue.
I take it back.
No, it's okay. We're not arguing. It's just, it's exchanging ideas. They fixed some issues with the gameplay. We have fixed issues with the way damage over time effects were being applied. This should fix issues where only the network session owner could apply them, and other cases where they would be applied inconsistently. And I have noticed that fire finally does damage over time pretty well. Firing the Punisher plasma while wearing a shield backpack no longer damages the Helldiver. I never realized that happened because I don't really use the shield pack as much anymore. But that's interesting. That's kind of a weird bug to have in general. But hey, each your own. Fixed issues.
It's not passing through the shield. It's hitting the shield and blowing you up.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of
great.
That's kind of fucked up. I mean, it makes sense for the Helldivers like theme. But the fact that you're trying to take it seriously and then you pull out your plasma fucking launcher and you just blow yourself up, that's got to be a little painful. Fixed issues with some weapon scopes not being aligned. We got through that. The sound when stimming no longer plays while being interrupted, and that is true. There was multiple times where I was stimming and that stimming sound got interrupted while I got interrupted. So that is nice because now you're not like sitting there, because you can't, as much as you should be, you can't look at your health all the time when you're running around, and you just kind of heavily rely on like sounds and shit that's going on in the game, and eventually you just kind of stop looking at it because you're fucking dying. But besides that, it's good that they added that finally. Helldivers can no longer land on tall rocks in the Horde defend missions. That sucks, but okay. Major orders with the kill task now track score correctly. Previously, it counted the entire squad's kills once for each match playing, meaning it would multiply the score by the number of people on the mission. This is now amended. Helldivers can no longer land on top of that. But yep. ADHD, sorry guys. Fix for the reinforced stratagem not being present if a Helldiver leaves a session before readying up and then hot joining the active session. Okay, that's cool that they fixed that issue. We did see some problems with that before where like people would just crash and we couldn't call anybody in. They fixed crash that would occur when all players were dead. Fixed crash that would occur on game shutdown. Fixed a crash that could occur when leaving the mission and rejoining. Fixed a crash that could occur at the end of the cutscenes. Fixed a crash that could occur when diving into missions. Fixed a tutorial crash that could occur on PC when why do you have all these fucking crashes? Fixed a rare crash that could occur when using beam weapons. Fixed a rare crash that occurred for players on startup when using VPN. Fix the soft lock that could occur if the player would open the text chat while having the stratagem menu open. Other general crashes.
Specific.
Yeah, there's
brother.
Yeah. They haven't fixed the crash for just playing the game, because that happened today. PC player.
Hey, Helldivers, there's another crash to add to the list.
Yeah, when you get to play the game and you're halfway through, and if some of your party leaves, you'll just crash. PC players adding friends through friend codes can no longer show up as unknown. Fixed overlapping footers inside menus. Steam friends should now be visible in social menu, even though friends list is not set to public in Steam privacy settings. Thank God. I honestly feel like PC players hold up this game a lot more than PlayStation players, but that's just me. So just recognize. Recent players list will now include hot joining players. Players are now able to unblock players that were not in their friends list beforehand. That's cool. Fix issue with it. Like, I don't know. I guess you can accidentally block your friend just for the lulz, but now you can unblock them. Fix the issues with empty friend names in social menu. That's cool. Lobby privacy mode text updates immediately when changed. That's good. Player names longer than 26 characters should now update properly in the social menu. Who the hell has a fucking 26 character name? Okay. Fix issues.
Earthbound Reaper.
I'm not even gonna bother counting because I'm too stupid. Fixed issues where non-host players can kick others indiscriminately, including the host. What the fuck? Why was that a thing? Total purchase counter on the right side of robotics workshop section.
What the fuck of all of it, bro?
Yeah. Workshop section no longer displays 7 out of 8 despite all the stratagems being purchased. Yeah, I had that issue. And the resolve some edge, I did verify that that stopped finally. Resolve some edge cases related to Steam app ID related errors on login. So they did a lot of fixes finally. And I'm really happy that they did. I just I really like this game, but there are days where I'm just like playing and I'm like, holy crap, I really just want this to stop breaking. Just stop breaking. Let me play the game.
Dude, I don't have a single fucking game in my Steam right now that I can just get on and play with my friends and not have a fucking problem.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a really weird ongoing problem.
Are they just rushing stuff too much, trying to get stuff out?
There hasn't been a game that's come out complete off the rip since fucking like 2000
Xbox 360 days, dude.
18?
Okay.
2018, 2017, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what we're looking at is everybody wants early access because everyone wants to hook people sooner.
Yeah, this is what we've been
And then
saying.
fix
Like,
all the stuff later.
yeah, we've been saying this shit for years. Like gamers, we've just been like Mario Kart 64. Jesus. Like no, like literally nothing's come out in the last like fucking decade that's been one worth a damn. Two, like the developing teams and everything actually gave a shit about it, and the gaming community was like more excited about what it was they were getting rather than getting it right away. Like basically Fortnite happened, and after Fortnite everything kind of just started shitting the bed.
It all depends.
And I'm
It's
not
just
saying Fortnite shit. I'm just saying like that was the timeline of when we started to get those players coming in that were just like, I want everything right fucking now.
it's a generational thing. A lot of people want.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, I'm gonna sound like a fucking boomer, but a lot of people want things right away and want instant gratification and instant like reward, and it takes time to make
Kind
this.
of like the job force is no longer go into find yourself a career, stay until you retire. A lot of the millennials tend to be ADD about their work, and they bounce and bounce and bounce, and that's a lot of the.
It kind of comes down to that yeah, but at the same time we kind of have to, because of the way we're gonna get a little political, but because of the way money kind of loses its value fairly quickly over time, and we have this we have to try and catch up. We have to switch another job because 3% raise increase, if we're lucky, isn't enough. And
it's
that's why
it's never enough. You
No.
get the cost of living stuff and it never matches.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
but
that's the main problem millennials
and in the
face.
and in the gaming fucking industry, it's like if they're not putting a game out every year, they're not going to make enough money to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
So because players aren't staying on games for longer than like 6 fucking months, like.
And it comes down to the content, and then like on top of that, the burnout that happens with the content as well. And then you rely on pay to win, and then pay for skins and all this other stuff. Fortnite might be problematic for some things, but at the same time, they do have the business model, right, where they just do a lot of things where it's just like, yeah, you want to play as. You just want to be able to play as Master Chief in a game that's not Halo. There you go. We give you the skin for it. You pay us money and we let you do it. You're not getting anything out of it. And if anything, in some skins, you're kind of disabling yourself a little bit because you have a bigger head and a bigger hitbox. If your afro sticks out of your car, they shoot the top of that car, you're dead.
Honestly, the big issue, really, the real big issue, it's not any specific game. It's the fact that, like, if you don't own Call of Duty, if you don't own Destiny, if you don't own Fortnite, if you don't own fucking Bethesda's games, right?
Well, it's monopoly.
You're not making the solid money you need, and everybody else is trying to get on their feet and everything.
Yeah.
If you're not partnered with either Sony or Microsoft, good luck.
Yeah. So it comes down to that content creation and how other people just do certain things. It's really tough because, it's not necessarily our fault. as content creators, it comes down to the other content creators that are like, if you're not playing Call of Duty, then you're a fucking pee-wee baby little bitch, you know, like. And
Fortnite, it's just like, what are you saying?
And it's just people create hate mongering and all this other shit, and like the same thing happened with Helldivers and Dr. Disrespect and his bald friend, you know, talking shit, and then finally people tried it and they were like, and good luck if you're with the Microsoft right now. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute too. But to kind of reel it back a little bit into Helldivers, I got to try out some of the weapons and stuff earlier today. I did play with the new assault rifle, which is basically smacking things with the fucking wet baby napkin, and it has less damage than the actual Liberator. So it says packs a punch, but you do just have less ammo, and it does not do as much damage for a light penetrating assault rifle. So unfortunately, as much as I wish that assault rifle was good, I'm probably not going to be using it as often. The one thing that I will say though, the submachine gun that they come out with is a lot of fun and has concussive rounds and does cause enemies to stagger and chill out and kind of trip over themselves for a little bit for a moment, and I did enjoy that a lot more than I enjoyed the assault rifle, so luckily there's that. I haven't gotten to try the charged plasma or the newer pistol. Hopefully I'll be getting medals and be doing that soon, and you'll see me use it on stream. The armor sets that they came out with, I did some testing in the snowy regions and then tried to see if the cleats that you get with the armor makes a difference when you're walking on ice. It does not. You still slide around all over the fucking place like any type of Sonic the Hedgehog game, where you run. What?
Ads.
Oh,
Your message came up.
yeah, that's just saying.
Like, matters.
Yeah, we still got 30 minutes before ads, or a little.
Carry on.
A little bit less. Of course, fucking GeForce is like, hey, do an update. So that was it doesn't make a difference. It's honestly just looks. There's not really any new skills that come along with these armor sets. There's kind of like the normal, like, hey, you get blast reduction with the heavy armor sets, and then if you crouch you can shoot a little bit better. Oh no, I'm not gonna run an ad yet. It's just, it does that message like once in a while to remind people like, hey, we have ads and we do 3-minute ads, because I can never get this timing thing to work. So I took away when it was like, oh, it's gonna come in like 5 minutes. It's just a reminder for people. But yeah, it was kind of sad to see that like there's just, it's just visual. I mean, it makes sense because it's the you know, paid for skins and stuff. Of course, they're not really going to add anything that makes it so that way you get anything out of it other than what's already kind of available, except for Cutting Edge, where it gave you all that arc resistance. But yeah, if anything, I would wait. Don't rush to get this new warband. Just kind of wait around for a little bit. Hopefully they fix the AR. The submachine gun is honestly the only thing worth it at the moment until I try the other things. But hopefully they make some changes and buff up that AR, make it either medium piercing or just give it more damage, because the clip size on it, the clip size to damage ratio is very off. Is there anything that I mentioned to you guys that you want to kind of like talk about?
No, man, like honestly the biggest thing that's been going on is just what's going on in the industry. Like, I think we pushed away from like how fucked up a lot of these games that are coming out are, and it's really just shed a lot of light on what's going on in the industries. Like,
oh yeah,
you're talking about a lot of the how all the stuff that just came out this Warband is pretty much just skins. Like, it ain't shit, and it's just like, I saw that coming. Like, it looks cool, all this shit looks so good, and then no, it doesn't do shit, and it's just like, cool, thanks for the lies, keep them up, you're doing great.
I was just being hopeful for the spiky boots to at least like stop the sliding.
Just that, or the guns actually being fucking worth it. Like, new guns, okay, awesome. Are they gonna handle differently than everything else and still be useful? Nope. Okay, cool. Back to square one. Yeah, back to putting it down until the next thing comes out. Like, come on, bro.
Right?
How is that a player base you want, bro?
It does have enticing gameplay, and when it actually works, it's a really fun game. And hopefully they'll get things right eventually. But just don't spend money. Get the credits the normal way. Don't do what I do. I do what I do because I need to make the content for you guys to test it out, to let you know. If you do want a better pistol or a better submachine gun, go for it. But honestly, out of all the Warbound stuff that's there, other than the thing that is supposed to be like a booster to help you get out of slow, which is something that I need to test out pretty soon, because I was fighting automatons. I couldn't find an icy planet to test things out on for the bugs at the moment. So we'll see how well that does. That is a really nice booster, and it's probably going to be more useful in bugs more than anything. But as you see, while I'm trying to shoot stuff, it just does not pack a punch for the new AR. I had to end up using my revolver for a lot of the fights that I was doing for the bots, for me to actually do a decent amount of damage. But it is what it is. So it looks
like 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff should already be flushed. Like they're pushing out so much content and it's not ready.
No, it's one of those things where it could have been better as an early access game, and then they give you a discount when you go and buy the actual game. You know,
I buy it and then you keep your copy of it. It updates and you're good. But it doesn't matter either way. It's just like they could have just fucking waited, dude.
Yeah.
Some developer out there that sees our shit for like a split ass hair of a second. Oh, I hope they see this one.
They just take time.
Your whole fucking game before you put that shit on the shelf, please.
Oh yeah, as you can see, I'm
so
just like
tired.
struggling with some of these things that I don't normally have a problem with.
I'm so tired from not having
complete games.
Yeah, man, I want a fucking game I can sink my teeth in. I'm so tired of going back to old shit because there's nothing good in the new world of games, bro. It's like, and there's nothing is good. Helldivers, awesome idea, so great and everything, but you had to go pull your bullshit you guys just pulled.
Well, yeah, they did the same thing with Darktide, and so like
exactly, and Darktide was so fucking.
Great idea, fun in practice, but when you actually get in the nitty gritty of it and actually get to end game, what's the end game? What's the point? Coming out with new stuff and making me pay for more stuff that doesn't necessarily help me in the game. It's a little weird.
It's $60. Here's my $60 for a brand new fucking game on a whole new world. I don't want a reboot. I don't want fucking Fallout New Vegas remastered. I don't want fucking Halo 6. I want a brand new game. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I want something new, like Helldivers, but I don't have to pay fucking a shitload of money, or I don't have to fucking turn the game off for a week and wait for the update because I can't play it with anybody around me because you can't fucking seem to figure out how to sync goddamn what every other game in the entire fucking industry has figured out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And we'll touch more on that in gaming industry when we kind of like get out of the Helldiver stuff. But pretty much, is there anything that you want to add, Dragon, for the Helldivers part of this?
They need to concentrate on the current bugs, less shiny and more meat. Maybe.
I like that.
The crash stuff is great when they find it and they fix it, but they're adding too much new stuff that's breaking something else.
Yeah.
So I think that would be nice if they could.
Yeah.
They'll need to slow down on the content.
Every week.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even just us.
Bugs.
It's not even just us. It's the entire community.
Yeah.
And I think they're putting the stuff out so fast that they're not quality controlling it well.
No, and I understand. Yeah. Continue with what you were saying, Dragon. I'm sorry for interrupting.
They're just not. I don't think they're testing the new stuff well enough to keep it from causing further issues. So take a month and make sure that you fix the bugs and then drop some more stuff.
Right.
Yeah, content every week with a bug and fix list of higher than 10 every week is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Astro does make a good point. The good thing that's going for them, it is a $40 game, and this is nowhere near a $60 or $70 game in my opinion because of the replayability, the amount of bugs that you face, and the content that they keep releasing. It is good content, and it's nice to see new enemies and stuff, but you don't have the recent enemies working how they're supposed to. So you kind of just run into this constant, like, okay, is this game going to work this week or not? On top of that, it is not very well... I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but basically, like, it uses way too much CPU just to run. What did Pirate Software say, Astro? But as you're typing that out, but it comes down to like, I really like this game and I really want to love this game. At the same time, I just want them to kind of fix what they have, so that way I can keep playing it. And not any game is always going to be like, oh, this is a forever game. But at the same time, when money gets tight, Yeah, good thing they brought Helldivers 2 back to PC, because basically the whole Sony thing made it so all PC was just going to give up on playing it. And in a game like this where it's live service and highly depends on being able to complete missions worldwide, and having a huge player base to do those missions, doing what they did was really stupid. So it's really good that they kind of backtrack. Now PC players can enjoy the game. I already have my PSN connected to my Steam anyway, because I know you always have to have like 7 accounts to game anyway now. But I want to see them do a little bit more fixes and better balancing, and just like make the new weapons or the things that you get later on kick. It's not gonna make the game any fucking easier. You have higher difficulties for a reason and lower difficulties for a reason, don't get me wrong, but even on the lower difficulties, if a gun doesn't slap, or then what's the point of having that gun in the game? I say this every time. I hate the fact that they have things in here that seem useless. The DMRs and stuff are a great idea, but in practice they suck, because they don't do enough damage output. So it's really just disappointing, because I really wanted this new AR to be the one that was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be using this AR for certain situations, but I don't see any situation where it's like, yeah, I totally want less damage and less ammo. That's great. It doesn't make sense to me. If it had concussive rounds and actually did what the SMG did, then fucking cool, but it didn't do it. If they didn't pirate software, it'd probably do something not good for gaming industry. So yeah, and that's it. Kind of sucks too, because even Pirate Gaming made a point where it's like, look, if you make a good game for cheap, people won't pirate your software, and then the developers will be able to spend more time and money on making the game better. And I think they're trying to do that here and there, but it kind of comes down to like Sony, and the gaming industry in general, where everybody's afraid to lose their job like next week just because something bad happens, or if they're just like, oh, you guys didn't High Rush didn't make a banger that wasn't going to be a legendary game, so we're just going to shut down that team altogether. And it's something that's going to keep happening. No, I don't know who Thor is from that dev company. I should, but I don't, unfortunately. But it's a good game as far as slapping the AAA titles in the face and being like, you guys can fucking do better. Because even with all the bugs and all the problems that I do have with this game, it's still a very enjoyable game, and in most cases I prefer it over Call of Duty. As far as teamwork and stuff goes, Call of Duty is a fun game, but at the same time, it's been the same game since 2012.
Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2. It's been the same game forever, and some people like that, some people don't. Some people freak out when Metallica does Saint Anger stuff or Death Magnetic, and they don't stick to the Black Label. So, like,
it's just like people's like fucking. Back then, gaming companies made games because they wanted to, and then the rest of everybody else that played games was just like, oh, this looks like a cool thing, and then they played it, and like people were like, this is great, and then other people were like, man, it's whatever, and then the gaming company was like, we don't give a fuck, we love it. So now it's just like, oh, we're not getting enough money out of this, we gotta change it all up and keep doing the same fucking thing over and over and over.
Well, it just comes down to
we can't do it right, because
they made their money once you bought the game. Yeah,
that's my point. It's like they're there to make the money, and it's not important. The rest of it's not that important, and it's so sad because it's just like, fuck, man, like I just want to play a fucking game that works, that's fully ready, that people put some love into.
Yeah, doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah, I'm so fucking tired.
With that being said, I know, even though we see these weird things happen with Helldivers, they do it for the love of the game, and they do try their best with what they have available. They are a smaller studio, so there's only so much that they can do, but at the same time, they've made so much money for Sony that they should actually be focusing on this, because Call of Duty isn't a Sony game anymore. So they need to focus on these multiplayer games that are like so like small studioed, and trying to take original ideas like this and just dump their money into it to make it better. And with Xbox saying like, we're not going to make consoles anymore and all this other stuff, Sony should be able to make a lot of money, and at the same time, Xbox is just going to make their stuff available for PlayStation. Like you'll eventually see Halo on PlayStation, as crazy as that fucking sounds, and as much as it hurts people to hear, it's a very real possibility as well. But yeah, I like this game. I like playing it with my friends. It's a goofy game to have fun in. I just want, I think because I like it so much, I just want it to be better, and that's what it comes down to. It's like
That's
I
what
love
everybody
it.
everybody wants. That's
Yeah.
what we all want. We just want the game to be better and then stop. Like, it's almost like they're sabotaging it sometimes, is what it feels like. You know what I mean? It's like they do one thing and then it just like wrecks a bunch of shit. And it's just like, why did you do that? Everything was fine.
Right.
That was not the thing to focus on. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
They have a weird
it's getting
direction.
to that place.
They don't have a direction, and it should.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, they don't have one, and the game is great when it works. Even the shit that's annoying, like trudging through the snow. Yeah, it's annoying. But don't give me a fucking thing where you're focused on. You literally give me a cutscene of the dude's cleated boots in the snow, and then I get in there and put the shit on, and I'm running through there like I'm trudging through,
Trudging through
like
mud.
it's
Yeah.
It's like, bro.
So it looks cool. Don't get me wrong, but there's no
Yeah.
functionality to it. So it comes
No,
down to
man,
just like
it's like,
skins and
cool.
stuff.
Don't just tell me what it is. Don't come in here and give me this shit that it's like, oh, it's gonna be this cool little thing. It's like, no, it's not. You're lying. You're lying right to my face.
Yeah.
I can smell it.
I can smell the lies. Xbox is getting hit hard again. Of course they are. We'll talk about that
Xbox.
Microsoft stuff in a second, because they really fucked up. With all that fucked up stuff being said, though, if you do wait for Helldivers to be on sale, don't spend money on the war bonds. Just kind of wait and get your credits the normal way. And then from there, let's just hope that they come out with more stuff. Honestly, at this point, the game is so broken, they might as well just fucking release the Illuminates and just so we have new shit to fight and have bugs on anyway. As much as
in there, bro.
yeah, just
fucking Illuminates.
yeah, just start fucking throwing it in there, because it seems like you guys aren't really focused on Legacy Kills recent video. No, I haven't. But yeah, it's obvious that they're not really working on. I know they gotta stay relevant and they gotta release new shit as well as fix it on the side, but they should really either just choose one or the other at this point for the game to prosper. Either release a bunch of new shit and just then fucking fix it, or finally fix everything and before releasing anything else. Hold off on war bonds. We don't need any more skins. If you guys want to be really cool and stop being this weird edgelord of like, no, you can't customize your shit, fucking release some color palettes. That's all you really need to do at this point. Everybody be happy.
Or don't fucking touch that at all and fix your fucking game before you do anything else.
Exactly.
Because nobody gives a shit about how you look if you can't play it.
Yeah, that is true.
And like, if people are crying about color palettes and shit, dude, go fucking. You want to see bad color palettes? Go play Halo Infinite. Like, come on, like, just it's
I
not
like
that
that color
serious.
palettes.
Like, people are so focused on like the wrong things, bro. Like, it is not like the important thing is like the stat setups for these guns are broken. The way that you get online is fucking broken.
Yeah.
Staying online is a pain in the ass. Not to mention, you want to play with your friends now.
Yep.
Don't get me started on everybody playing across the country trying to sync up on the same server. No, yeah, good luck. Also, on top of that, you're playing on multiple. They have crossplay. They do have crossplay. So it's just
I
like,
need purple armor. I need.
throw in crossplay now too, and then like, oh, let's listen to everybody and make really pretty skins. No. Whoever your fashion dude is, put them in a different department so that you can just add more people to the mix of fixing the game. Like, let's fix what you got, because the game is great, but nobody cares about playing air guitar if they're not able to play.
If they're just gonna fucking like get kicked or like,
Exactly. So like, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Maybe put a hole in the war bonds, or just do the next war bond where it has all the booster stuff that you plan on putting in the future. Just put them all into one war bond for like a fucking whatever reason, and then honestly just focus on those guns, dude. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
fix
And
the
then
guns.
figure out how to get the armor to actually have those functional traits that you're giving them.
Earthbound Reaper
You know
and it's me, Earthbound Reaper, and Dragon that are in the podcast right now, Maestro. But yeah, I agree. I honestly think a lot of the fucking I slap at a ditty for you, Monarch. I think they should really just kind of just work on getting some of the stuff fixed and getting their servers fixed, because the Sony, and at this point they should really just kind of do it. I know it's not a magic snap of the finger, but you got to start somewhere. And somewhere is better than just kind of just hoping that people just like your new shit. But
Better late than never is the
Yeah.
right term for this situation.
exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
Start now. Like, go ahead and just start now. We're already
Yeah.
exhausted from it. Just go ahead and do it now. You've
Yeah.
already done the worst thing you could have done, and then you corrected it. So now it's time to just make the game better. Like, you can only go up from here.
Yeah, for example, right here, I joined the squad and then I was alone in a matter of seconds.
And then the game like flickered. Like, I just watched
Yeah.
all that shit flicker
Yeah,
away.
and then I'm gonna crash like after we finally get done with this area and everything, and everybody's joined, and then I crash. So
Yeah,
it's stuff like that that makes it hard for me to kind of want to keep playing this game. I am gonna keep playing it from time to time just because it's a streamable game, and some games I just can't fucking stream right now because I need to get a better computer. But at the same time, if you are thinking about getting this game, wait for it to go on sale at this point. And
it's like
but-
Incursion and everything else. Just wait.
yeah,
Pretty much every game out right now. Just wait. Just wait.
I do want to congratulate all the Helldivers on PC though for actually sticking to their guns and review bombing the game, which was
I did.
It was pretty fucking nasty. I didn't because I was just like, whatever. But
No, I did.
you guys
It's like,
made a
We've
difference.
been preaching about trying to make a fucking difference, and like trying to change how we're doing shit on our channels to help make that difference. And I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna start putting my shit out there. I started putting shit out. I'm like, you know what? I don't care if nobody listens. Numbers is all that matters. So I've been putting in numbers, man.
But yeah,
And
as
it
content.
wasn't just this game. It was like every fucking game out there. Holy Jesus. 6 days? Oh my god. I put out a review and got a reply and then went back and reapplied to that person's fucking answer. And I was like, you need to fix your shit, dude.
Yeah,
So like, bro.
I'd be lurking like I always do for sure. Huh?
What do we have up next?
So what we have up next is going to be Valheim, Ashlands. Basically, stream. One of my favorite games is Valheim. It is a very awesome Viking.
That's a good game.
It is basically Viking Minecraft. They have released Ashlands on the public test, which is going to basically be the fiery biome in the south with a bunch of death and crazy shit that's now available, and more building materials, and also a new boat, which is honestly something I'm really psyched about because I like sailing around in really big cool boats, and this one's got a little dragon head on it. It's kind of cute. And it releases exactly an actual Viking boat, and this will allow you to get into the Ashlands. So right now it's on the public test servers for you to try out. I am probably going to get back into it on the server that I had up previously, so that way I can enjoy what's new. I'm not going to start from the beginning again because holy shit, does it take a fucking long time to get everything done even with mods. But it is a very fun game to play. It is still early access, and I do highly recommend this game, even though it's an early access game. This is one of those few games where it's just like you can just keep coming back to whenever and enjoy it, even if it does have a lot of grinding.
It's so
that
much
goes
better
along
with friends, though. I would
but
say,
it is
like,
100%.
It can feel very monotonous when you play it solo.
Yeah, any
But
survival
it's
game
a
in my
different
opinion.
aesthetic. It's cool. It's really cool. I have the game too. I
Look,
played a lot
Lorna,
of it.
look at all the fire.
Oh, the
Look at the fire in
fire!
the
What's up,
napalm.
Imperfecta? One beef about me and Minecraft. I'll box you with a stick. I don't doubt it, Imperfecta. You scare me sometimes. You're just too good. But I am really excited for that to finally come out on outside of the public testing, because I want to be able to, I hope I don't have to start a new seed. If I do, whatever, but I am going to mod the fuck out of it so that way I can just spawn in a bunch of shit and just build my crap. We do have a live server that is provided by Kai. We do have a server that is provided by Kai Otter. If you are interested in joining that server, please let me know. I will get the information for it so that way you guys can play it. It is a live almost 24-hour server when he does have it up, and I will let me know if you're interested. You can always go into Discord and let me know if you're interested in that. And if you don't have
solid little solos out there.
Speaking of getting into starting talking about solo games, and before we move on, is there anything that you wanted to talk about, Dragon, about the Hades 2 early access or Ladunarakan, the digital festival?
No, other than the fact that Invincible was on my wish list, and I went, oop, oop,
Yeah.
and now we both own it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Is it multiplayer?
No, it's
Okay,
single
that's fine.
player.
That's fine.
But I've been wanting it, and
Oh, this one, I guess. Me and Imperfecta are going to be doing the co-op for this game on stream when it drops.
But guess what? You have to have a PSN account.
I already have one. I
Yeah.
have one. I didn't give a shit about that. Like, I don't understand what. Okay. This is what I'm gonna say. When you make a game and you release it a specific way, you don't go back on it.
Right.
If you released it and were like, you have to have one to start off with, nobody would have gave a shit. The fact is they went and they changed shit up, and people were already having problems inside the game, and they were having more problems inside the game now. And people were like, you know what? It's not fucking worth it, because now I can't even play the fucking game without basically rebooting and making a whole new fucking account for everything. It's just like, no, it's not worth the fucking. It's not worth the time. It's too much. Cup runneth over. You know what I mean?
Right. And
I
Mona,
stopped
worry
playing
about the
before.
fact that you have to have
I
that
stopped
you have to
playing
have accounts for all these games. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got a number of games that I have stray accounts with.
Yes.
You know, in order to
I'm
play
lucky-
Valhalla, you have to have Ubisoft. You know, I've got 9 million different game accounts.
Exactly. Like, I've got a shitload of different game accounts for everything, but luckily I am Earthbound Reaper and nobody else is, so I just fucking got it all locked. But I will say, I do have a PSN account because I did have a PlayStation. Because because I don't care about the console war shit. I like video games. I played both.
I'm a gamer. I'm gonna play what I want to play when I want to play it on what I want to play.
War and I played Halo, and I loved them both equally. Neither of them I think was better than the other because they were both two different styles of games. But either way,
I bought
Ghost of Tsushima, dude.
Oh yeah,
dude. Did you play this?
No, and that's why I'm excited.
Oh my fucking God, brother.
That's why I'm gonna stream this if I can. Yeah.
Chat. I'm gonna tell you something. The fact that PlayStation is allowing this right now,
I'm so excited.
This game, when this game came out, I remember everybody was pissed off because they're like, oh, you're just gonna lock in this game. And it's like, no, you're just being a fucking Nancy ass because a great game's coming out just because it's on a single console. Who the fuck cares? When Halo was doing that shit, nobody was being booty cheeks.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? It's just like the console shit. I don't care about that shit. This game is so fucking good. There was nothing about this game that I didn't like. Nothing.
God, that was a good finishing move.
There was literally nothing about this game I didn't like. The opening, the intro that it introduces you into the fucking game is so good. Go watch Afro Senju, Ghost of Tsushima. His reaction is exactly how everybody reacted to this fucking game when it came out. Oh my God, this game is so good. It'll make you cry from how beautiful the fucking game is, just in general. The gameplay is smooth. The fighting styles are super. It's very diverse, so you have different options to move. You have different ways of approaching everything. The replayability is there because the in-game shit, like skins and all that stuff, is completely attainable without paying any money. It's not pay to win because it's solo, but with this new co-op shit, bruh, cream by me.
I will after this.
Jesus, bro. This game.
So, another game that I am super psyched for. So I didn't really play this game. A lot of people told me to get on it, but my PS4 was a jet engine. The only time I got another PS4 was for the Spider-Man edition, and that was because I fucking love Spider-Man. And I bought Spider-Man twice. I bought it on the PS4 and I bought it on the PS5. I bought God of War twice. I bought it on the PS4 and I got it on on the PC. I did the same thing for Final Fantasy VII. So because I deep down. Go ahead.
Is this director's cut with the co-op available on PS5?
Yes.
Really? That's awesome.
Yes, I think so.
I hope it is.
I think so.
It'd be funny if it was just for PC, but
yeah. But this comes out May 16th. And I already have it pre-ordered, but I'm not going to play it, watch anybody else's stream, or fucking touch this game until Imperfecta owns it and he has it installed. 100%. I made a deal.
I'm gonna be opposite. The second I fucking get my hands on this game, I'm fucking streaming the shit out of it.
No, go do your thing. But I just make sure you DM me because
Yeah.
I made a promise.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it.
That's fair.
So you won't be an oath breaker paladin.
No oath breaking for that guy. Not yet. Anyway.
I have never broken an oath, and I won't.
This is Ghost of Tsushima, originally on PlayStation, now finally coming over to PC, Marner. It is a beautiful game. A lot of people were fucking nutting over it when it first came out.
It was so fucking
I wanted to play it, and then I kind of had a hint that it was going to come out on PC a long time ago. So I just waited because I've learned that, and people are going to get mad at me, but PC is the only way to truly play games to their max potential.
Correct.
And
well, did you hear what happened with this game after release?
no, I didn't.
Or prior to release, sorry. So Ghost of Tsushima was actually going to come out on PlayStation and PC because they couldn't fucking land the deal that they wanted with Xbox, which is fair. You know, business first, right? They had already developed an incredible game, and they were like, "Hey, this is what we want." And they were like, "No," but either way, they couldn't get it to port without issues onto PC. So what they did is they pretty much remade the game for PC.
And I'm glad
that's why we didn't get it in, like, that's why we're getting it this far late, like, because they couldn't make it work, so they pretty much redid it, which is fine.
I appreciate that. I would rather have it like that.
Yeah, and I think they made a bunch of announcements about it too, but just nobody heard it because it wasn't out on that, so everybody was just like, blah, 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 blah. We're gonna overshadow the whole thing you're saying with our vomiting poopy mouth words.
But yeah, if you do want to watch me play this, I am going to try my best to get it as soon as possible to be able to stream for you guys. Hopefully it streams okay. If not, I will try and make it work. Most ports, even though this is a complete remake, hopefully it works fine and it's actually calibrated good.
Homie, did you just come into the chat and say, I'll pass, the game didn't catch my eye, but then say, oh, I gotta go catch up on anime? Bro, this is literally the game you should be playing. Like,
it's all good to each their own. Everybody
you
has their own taste.
You better be in every one of those streams for this game for him.
But it's
God, I promise you're gonna love it, man. You're
gonna love it. It's
it.
gonna be the best fucking game you play in your whole life. China can't even make a game like this. Anyway,
no, you're good. I was being facetious. However, yes, you definitely need to watch him stream it. It's gonna be that good.
Yeah.
You definitely need to.
It's gonna be a little bit more on the pricier side. So I do like any fucking game that's full price. Don't pay full price for a game. Wait for it to go on sale. Never pay full game for a price if you have a PC.
Unless it's like the game for you.
If you love it, sure, but just
there are very few franchises that I play full
this will be on sale for a while though.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
other than that, Dragon, do you have any comments on Ghost of Tsushima coming out?
Ooh, shiny. I am definitely going to research the possibility of it being on PS5. I need to find something to play on PS5 because I have one now.
I thought it is. Is it not?
Well, I mean it is, but if it's not, like, is it crossplay? Do we know?
I
probably not.
Don't know. Let me look. It's not out yet, so we'd have to look up if it is going.
It says online co-op, but it doesn't say anything about crossplay.
Hold on. Will Ghost Tsushima be crossplay?
Scare ritual.
Worth every PS4, PS5, and PC players can all team up regardless of their chosen platform. In a PlayStation blog post by Nix's Software's online community specialist Julian. It was revealed that Ghost of Tsushima will have crossplay support.
Oh,
so
it
will.
Yeah, nice.
Have crossplay, which is dope.
Fantastic. So if you ever wanted a crossplay or co-op a samurai story with your homie, this is the game for you. Besides all of that nonsense or beautiful nonsense or whatever, We can talk about Halo Infinite really quick.
I'm gonna dive into my deepest, darkest pleasure.
Testicular torsion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Halo testicular torsion. It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing.
Halo Infinite is actually fucking fun again. I've recently gotten to play with Earthbound Reaper and Imperfecta, and we had a blast, even though I was getting my ass handed to me left and right.
I was bottom of the leaderboard on that day. But I was having a good day.
They released a bunch of new skins for you to be able to get. Some of the attachments for the skins are not available because they're only available during the season, but luckily they made it so that way you can get some of the cool stuff that's available. There has been a lot of
you can actually go back and replay those season passes. So you just click on the season pass. If you aren't aware, you can click the season pass, and then you will have an option to the right of that season pass at the top, where you can select the season pass you want to go after. So you can go back and do the Spirit of Fire one if you wanted to do that. Go back and do the original ones if you wanted to do that. Yeah, and they're going to continue to do that. Yeah, because it's free to do it. You just have to play the game.
And guess what?
Like the PvP, go play Firefight on normal, and you'll get all the XP and everything that you want.
And it's also a free-to-play multiplayer game. The only thing you have to pay for is the campaign, and even then the campaign goes on sale from time to time.
It's separate.
It is completely
You don't even have
separate.
to have that. You don't have to touch it.
So if you do want to give Halo another try and go back to the glory days of Halo 3, or at least a little bit feeling like it, the mechanics are a little bit different, but they did release a lot of Halo 3 maps that have been revamped. And they also have custom games as well. Halo Infinite?
No, it's a Halo 3 refueled. Yeah. You start out with an assault rifle and a battle rifle.
Yep. Start out with a BR and an AR, and have those those tingly feelings you get from playing something that you haven't played since your childhood. So it is a lot of fun. They even have a horde mode. They have custom matches, which is one of my favorite things I used to do in Halo 3 when I would play with some friends. Forge, I spent hours on Forge back in the Halo 3 days.
Hours? I spent weeks in the Forge, bro.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to be like, you know,
what you did, bro. Tell
yeah,
the truth.
okay, I've spent months on Forge. I used to make
recreating red versus blue. I know who you are.
Yeah, you know who I am. The one thing that I did enjoy doing the most was actually making obstacle courses for vehicles and stuff, and like having the game mode was called Halo on Halo, which is basically you would have an obstacle course and somebody shooting at you from like a high point, and then if they kill all of you a certain amount of times, you guys lose, or if you don't kill the guy within the time limit, you lose. But you would go through the obstacle course and then kill the guy that's up on top, and if they die at all, you win. So if they fuck up and jump off, they, you know, you're screwed, or you win, you know. But definitely try out Halo Infinite if you haven't. Tons of new skins, tons of new stuff to do. Please play with me because I need more friends to play this game with. But definitely check it out when you can. And we have a clan that you can be a part of too. And the nicer part of this game, even if you are new to it, just give it time. You'll get good at it in no time. You'll be pulling off crazy shots like that. As you know, it's a very easy to learn game in my opinion, and you'll have a lot of fun with all the wackiness and cool shit that you could do in the game. So definitely check out Halo Infinite.
Helldivers?
Yes, actually.
Really?
What?
It is easier. I say Halo is much easier than Helldivers when it comes to PvE and PvP.
It's the easiest PvP game to play. Think of like okay, so you move like maybe twice as slow as everything else, right? In the other games, you're slower, and the game honestly wants you to hip fire 90% of the time, anyways. So accuracy is not something you have to worry about. You just have to literally just get good, like get used to how everything flows and moves, and then like understand that they're not moving that fast. So you don't have to overcorrect that much because you don't have guys that are going like Mach fucking 5 across the goddamn map. Yeah. While you're trying to snipe at them with a fucking bullet that fucking goes 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing crazy like that. It's super, super simple. It's just you in Mjolnir armor because you're a fucking god version of a human with regular ass weapons beating the dog piss out of each other, or you're playing fucking dodgeball because that's a thing in Halo. It's if you know anything about Halo's always just been something that the gaming community has cherished. It's never been something that like people have.
I think I have most of the games for Xbox and 360.
If you have the
Probably
Master Chief
ODST,
collection, then you're good.
and I have the Master Chief collection on Steam.
Then you're solid.
Okay.
I have every fucking Halo game except for Halo 5 because Halo 5 is not on PC, and I am okay with that. Halo 5.
Fun part was when my son actually tried to teach me how to play Halo. We had split screen, and I kept watching his, and then he'd go kill something and come back and race around me, around and around and around. Then he'd go kill something and come back and race
still
around
play
me.
fucking split screen. You can still like they kept Halo the way Halo was and how it's always been, and they haven't changed it. And they made some corrections.
Whoa,
after
okay,
Halo
hold on.
5.
I'm gonna have to.
No.
Okay,
the game is still Halo. I don't like. Okay, a lot of people are gonna be like, "Well, Halo 3 is." It's just like, you know what? You go play Halo 3 multiplayer right now, and then you come back and play Halo Infinite multiplayer, and you tell me Halo Infinite multiplayer does not play better than Halo 3.
Of course it does,
We're in
because it's a newer game,
2024,
and you can
So
sprint
it's just
now.
like-
So like,
They kept it the way it was meant to be played. Like they didn't go fucking turn it into Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Mhm.
So
yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
It's not. Halo has always been cherished. It will always be cherished. But and 343, they've done some big major corrections. The company has made some major changes. There's new developers and writers and everything in it. There's a new person in charge. That the new CEO for fucking 343. It's a new guy. It's a person that has grown up loving this game. It's been a part of this game's development since like the beginning. Great person, and it's going to be interesting how the future of Halo looks. If you love Halo and you love the games, but you don't know a whole lot about the lore, you need to go read some of the books. You can do that for free right now, actually.
Or go on YouTube.
The books, yeah, you can. If you want to read the books, you can go read them for free right now, actually, through fucking 343's website.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
I think, unless they took that down already. But there was a sale thing going on for that thing. You can actually go read all that shit. It was cool. But yeah, you can go on YouTube and catch up on the lore. I think Halo has some of the deepest and longest running lore out of a lot of the games that are out.
Oh yeah,
It's
right up there with Elder Scrolls.
If not, yeah,
Fallout.
yeah. I think it's got more than Fallout. I think it's got more than Fallout, but yeah, definitely up there with WoW and fucking Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. A lot going on.
It's
in
hard.
the
It's hard to top Elder Scrolls on lore and WoW, but it's definitely got more than Fallout. And I love Fallout, but I will never. I've always been a Halo kid. I love it to death. Hated Halo 5, Halo Infinite, fantastic. The campaign, amazing, but don't go play it with your friends because it doesn't fucking work.
I love the movies, but I do not like the show.
No,
the new show on Paramount
is not real. But I'll go ahead and tell you that
not canon.
You can love it or you can hate it, but it is not at all canon at all.
It's not Master Chief.
That is not real. He did not go and have relations with a traitor. Okay?
Yeah.
He did not remove his helmet and show the camera his face. Like, no, yeah. Yeah, the show
But
is
the whole
not...
big thing is Master Chief has never had a face. He's just had his armor.
No, he does have a face.
He does technically have a
you.
face, but he's you. Yeah, exactly.
The purpose, Bungie created the Master Chief in order for the player to feel connected to the world that he lives in, so that he never removed his helmet or never showed his face, because he did remove his helmet, but he never showed his face because that's supposed to be you.
Exactly.
It's the same thing with like Noble 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't remove his helmet either. They kept it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been like that. I did like how they did at the end of was it 5 when he took it off?
4.
4. In 4. It was in 4. When he took it off and the only thing they showed was his eyes, and it showed how old and tired his eyes were and how deep and dark they were. Like you can't even see the color of his eyes. It's just fucking black. that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
But no, the show is terrible. Go watch the movies. The movies are really good.
Yeah.
Actually, go watch Halo Legends or Halo Origins, I think it's called.
Yeah, dude, those the fucking
Those are really good. It's a lot of good, deep, dark lore that came from a lot of the comic books.
Yeah.
Really good stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
So, other
Awesome
than
games.
awesome games, definitely try out Halo Infinite. Free multiplayer, bunch of shit unlocked with multiplayer.
I am doing a full-blown let's play of the entire
Yes.
Halo series right now.
Origins is fucking awesome. I remember watching that on my little TV. But yeah. So other than that, Starfield got a massive update, quote unquote.
Yeah, dude. So fucking big. Now you can put it into performance and then put
Still a
60 FPS and
$70
break your
game.
game because it's a VRR fucking setting. It's not real. It's just bullshit.
Okay. I love how I was trying to be so positive for a second, and then you kind of just like were like, it's bullshit.
No,
But
it
yes.
is. No. It's just bullshit. Like I don't mean like it's bullshit. No, I mean like it's bullshit. Don't fucking put on. If you put on performance, leave the price or the previous settings or whatever. It's a VRR setting. So if you're playing on fucking console, don't touch it. Leave it on balance. Leave it on whatever. Do not put it on performance.
Yeah.
It is not meant for that. It is meant for like a high rig PC system with capability for VRR. That's what it's for. It's not for everybody.
To be honest, they just need
There is notifications that say not to do it if you're not running the capability. It does say that. So it's not like they're like doing it and then there's like a thing. But this has just been the biggest update that they've had since the fucking release. So it's just hilarious. I think the DLC will be good, but
I say don't touch it until all the DLC comes out, maybe, and until they release modding for it. Because honestly, really, okay.
I'm
Is
doing my
it
own
through
playthrough
Vortex?
by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it through Nexus. You can do
Okay.
I'm actually doing a playthrough right now with the Spirit of Fire as my ship,
Oh shit. Let's go.
and I built it myself because I didn't want to download the files and do the whole fucking shenanigans and shit. I didn't feel like
Yeah.
it, so I just watched a video on the guy with that fucking thing and just kept it pulled up so I could mimic it and make it a little bit better because you can always improve. This game makes it that a nice thing.
Yeah.
However, if Bethesda could ever hear me, it'd be great because the whole community is asking for one thing and one thing only that would improve the shipbuilding so drastically that it would change the game and bring back 2 to 3 times the amount of players that they lost because the game, you know what I mean, kind of flopped a little bit.
I just felt like so much of it was bland.
Blueprint saving.
Blueprint saving would be nice.
That would literally change the game. Think about it. You don't have to have the money to build a ship. You can just create the blueprint. Now you know how much it costs. You go get the money, you come back, and then you just pull up the blueprint, and then you're done. You're done.
Yeah. I want
Great.
fucking vehicles, and I want... Okay, so here's the problem that I have mainly with this game. They
Like
use the
a rover
Futurama.
style shit. It'd be nice, yeah.
So they use the Futurama thing where it was like space moves around you, but you don't move. Your ship doesn't move.
Yeah.
It doesn't. This map moves around you, and you can kind of like, kind of be vertical and stuff, but you do not move out of the place that you're in. You could fly for fucking hours, and you're not going to move away from the planet any more than you already are when you warp in. So coming
Like,
from No
literally,
Man's
like,
Sky,
yeah, I was gonna say it's not like No Man's where like if you're flying away from the planet, like you are moving. It's just that's a big ass planet, so like
but
distance is a
probably
real
what I was
thing.
having with the space stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was doing good until I got in the ship, and then I'm like, it's not doing anything.
yeah, exactly. It's just a fast travel little hut.
Yeah, like,
that's all it is.
it's just it's an instance is all it is.
Yeah.
Think of it as an instance. But the cool thing is, and something that is overlooked in that game is that you can build your ship, and if you don't, rather than like, I mean, I like building giant ships. Like I have it set up, my mod system set up. I have 10 people in my ship at all times, and I actually have the Spirit of Fire, and my Spirit of Fire is 10 layers tall. It's 200 meters in length or whatever the fuck. It's a massive fucking ship. It weighs like 9 tons. Like my ship is fucking huge. It's got 2 reactors in it. Okay, so
Can you actually planet side that thing?
can I what? I can
So,
land it. Yes.
You
Yes, I
can land it, but like
Yes.
you can't fly
but I-
around the planet. That's my main issue. I hate that you
can fly
can't do
around
that.
on the planet. Yeah,
No, you
you can
can't.
select any random location and
Okay.
land there.
Shut the fuck. You know what I mean.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
like break atmosphere and fly. Yeah, no, you can't.
Yeah, I hate that you can't do that. That's such bullshit to me.
The problem is the game that they built and created, because Bethesda's games all have fucking loading screens. That in order for them to do that, they're creating a No Man's Sky situation where you're able to fly into just any fucking planet's atmosphere and fly around a planet. They're creating they would have to create a what's the word? A procedurally generated shit.
That's what they promised, though. That's what they fucking promised. That's why I'm mad.
I'm getting there.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll shut the fuck.
No. You're good. I hear. Trust me. I hear you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like they fucking. In order for them to do that, it was gonna take more effort than they fucking were putting into it already, and they were super focused on this fucking. On two things, the main story and how that was gonna reset and replay, right?
You mean the fetch quest?
Yeah. They did good on that little snippet of like how the game progresses and ends and then moves into the next after you beat it and it continues and shit. Like you know what I mean? Like that was kind of cool. I liked it. I liked it. But they were really heavily focused on the Crimson Fleet, and that shit was lame.
They were really focused on their side quests being like these big stories, and then it just kind of was anticlimactic for a lot of it.
It felt like it just felt like they had like a bunch of fucking middle schoolers with ADHD that were like, "This is gonna be super cool," and then they started making it, and then they got bored because they started making the next thing, and they just
exactly. That's what I felt
like, because I really liked SysDef, right? UC SysDef, because I mean, we did the fucking Crimson Fleet play side, we played through on that side, but I am currently doing SysDef stuff, right? And there's a lot more in the UC side of things, right? There's a lot of external like side stuff going on with the UC, but there's not a whole lot of side quests in the game, dude. There's not that much. Like there was more in Fallout 4, and there was more in Elder Scrolls, and there was
more to do in Skyrim, dude. Oh my god!
It's just like they focused heavily on this like the galactic scale stuff, and it's just like, yeah, you did, and you did an okay job, but
galactic scale of MDS planets.
I was gonna say you did okay on everything, on all the features you were trying to do. You did okay. You didn't do good and great at any of them. You did okay at all of them, and that's not enough. So you can't.
It was just an okay game. It was just okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sid.
It's just fucking
Speaking about making,
they fucking make it better.
Doing okay. And not okay. Microsoft closes Redfall developer Arcane Austin's Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks and more in devastating cuts at Bethesda. Microsoft has closed a number of Bethesda studios, including Redfall maker Arcane Austin, Hi-Fi Rush, the Evil Within developer Tango Gameworks, and more in devastating cuts at Bethesda. IGN can't confirm. So it doesn't look like we're really going to get anything good out of Bethesda for a hot minute. AlphaDog Games, maker of mobile game Mighty Doom, will also close. I don't really care for mobile games, but if you're into that shit, sucks for you. On top of that, Roundhouse Studios will be absorbed by Elder Scrolls Online developers ZeniMax Online Studios. Microsoft, currently valued at over $3 trillion, did not say how many staff will lose their jobs, but significant layoffs are inevitable. 15,000, Jesus Christ. IGN has asked Bethesda for comment. Microsoft declined to expand further when contacted by IGN. Yeah.
There's two sides to this story though. Like it fucking sucks all the way around. However, I understand what the fuck Microsoft's doing too. Like they
we saw this coming a mile away when they were purchasing a lot of other things and other companies. You knew that they were going to try and trim as much fat off of this as they can.
It's also with COD.
Yeah, this is one of those things where a lot of people act like AI is like an intelligent model, but it's actually simulated AI. It only gets any information that's available. It does not think on its own. So a lot of companies misunderstand that and heavily rely on AI to replace people's jobs in the coding industry and also in the gaming industry as well. Then I start to see things with developers actually using AI for artwork and all this other stuff, which is fine for small end developers because it makes sense. But for big game developers, we're going to be seeing a lot of that too, unfortunately. consistently, and a lot of it's going to lead to a lot of planned games getting released at a very faster rate. But at the same time, it worries me for games like
Lower
Elder
quality.
Scrolls, lower quality, Elder Scrolls 3, Fallout series, anything that comes from Microsoft, including Halo, and possibly even things like, you know, GTA. Like, basically, they're saying thanks for all your hard work. Fuck you. Good job. We're gonna use everything that you've created to make us more money, and go kick rocks, go find a job somewhere else. So as a business standpoint, it makes sense to kind of cut the fat as much as possible, but as an artistic standpoint, this is actually very terrible. They could have done a lot better on this rather than letting go people. They could have really focused on trying to make the things that exist even better with all the creative minds that they already had available to them. So we're going to see a lot of different things change where games aren't going to feel like they used to. And I might sound like an old guy telling people to get off my lawn, but at the same time, they're not going to be like they're used to.
I'm playing games for me. I'm not playing games for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's the mentality that we need to have as gamers. We need to unite on that shit. Like, it's so fucking... I understand, like, what Microsoft's doing because they just bought one of the biggest game studios, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, they did have to make cuts. That was gonna happen. It was inevitable that it was gonna happen. I hope that they cut the right people for the majority of it, right? And I do hope that at least that there could be some form of silver lining in as far as gaming goes. I'm very sad that a lot of those people lost their jobs and everything, but they'll get picked up pretty damn quick by a lot of other gaming companies, which will be good for them, hopefully. But on the lighter side of this, as a gamer, as a player, I hope that there was a bit of silver lining and they didn't cut the wrong people, because they're just, man, like, I wish Starfield was the new Elder Scrolls, and then I wish they were working on the next Fallout. You know what I mean? Like, I wish Bethesda was doing what they should have been doing. I wish for a lot of those things. I'm upset with the whole situation with Doom.
Yeah.
I mean, Doom is done. It was already done. Like, they finished. You know what I mean?
Right.
But still, it's fucking sad. It's just, we're gonna be in like 10 years from now, all the games we played aren't gonna be there anymore.
Oh yeah.
They're just not, and it's just gonna be a whole new slew of games that are just fucking.
Well, 10 years from now, everything's going to be VR. Like,
Well, that's the thing I was about to say too. It's just like, what the, like, they're so focused on all this petty shit and all this stuff that's coming out and everything. It's just like, well, VR was getting some traction and it has lost a lot of traction.
Yeah.
Like, it lost its traction because everybody just has VR. It's basically does VR chat. Like, it's where the fuck is the VR gaming? Like, I want to go play Sword
It's
Art
coming.
Online.
It's coming. They're working on it, and the thing that comes down to is just being able to create game engines like that, and we're still learning how to make controls work functioning by our body. Like, we've had the Wii and all of these other motion control games that came out, but it comes down to like putting it into a headset. Yeah, same. So like,
Fucking Sword Art Online, bro. Let me play it. Like, for
I know,
real,
right?
For real. I'll you can tell me, like, if you die in the game, you'll die in real life. I'll be like, that's cool. I didn't ask that. I just
Damn, this took
I
a
just asked
dark
how much
fucking
the
turn.
copy. How much that
Ghost
copy?
game as VR.
What'd you say?
I said the Ghost game is VR.
Yeah,
The Ghost game?
they're
Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. Skyrim has a VR. I think Fallout has a VR too.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Whoa. Because those, okay, but that's just VR games are shitty. I'm sorry.
Depends
They're
on
not
the aspect. Yeah.
They're not good. I haven't met somebody yet who who was like, Fallout 4 VR is the shit. Like, I have not found anybody that's been like that. Like, it was not what they were saying it was. And it was just like you're playing the game normal, but it's interactive.
Yeah, and I think it's just going to take a couple more years before they finally
Yeah,
get that
it's
down.
going to
We're
be
gonna
some
see
years.
it. We're going to see it more frequent.
Yeah.
And but yeah, back to the Xbox, Microsoft taking a shit on everybody. They say that this reprioritization of titles and resources means few teams will be realigned to others, and that some of our colleagues will be leaving us. But yeah, so I think that's kind of a cop out. They should just reprioritize. They should just move some people around.
I think that's what they were doing, and then probably a lot of people got butthurt, and then they were like, okay, and then those people started leaving, and then they were just like, okay, well now we have to make cuts in certain places because we have to realign everything and merge teams together because they don't have enough manpower. So then they actually did have to start cutting people, and it turned into a whole fiasco of corporate stuff that was outside of the gaming community and everything else, and it turned into a lot of the petty squabble stuff too, because a lot of these people that make our games and everything are very fucking petty. So
it's their babies, and I understand, to a degree, but at the same time, keeping these people would have justified being able to charge $80 or $70 for a game.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Astro. I really appreciate the love. So
absolutely, Astro, we're here for you, brother.
Exactly. So, like, my thing is, yes, I understand games have been $60 for a very long time. For a very long time. And I understand and I understand that the price for games are going to go up. But to justify to spend 180, 70 bucks on a video game, you have to have the artwork there and the replayability. I know a lot of games last like for 40 hours plus now. Way back in the game, back in the day, it only was like 20 hours at best in some cases. And
but I mean, it's like, to go off that point too, like just solidify that point, $100 for Call of Duty.
Right.
Why?
Yeah, because it's the same game. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
So that's where that weird like balancing kind of comes in. What would they need to do to make Call of Duty $100 game? Of course, make it so that way the campaign isn't only like a few hours long. Make it so that way where you make multiplayer have a lot of different things, more maps more frequently, without having to pay for it, having gear and stuff available for it. So like it comes down to, yes, I understand we want more as players, and as players we will pay for them more, but there isn't a lot more happening, and at the same time you keep using the excuses of like, you keep using the excuse of, well, there's not much more we can do. There's tons of stuff that we could do. Creativity is an amazing thing where we base off of a lot of our creativity on things that already existed and make it better. You see it in music and all this other stuff. And if we work as a team, both players and devs, we can come up with a lot of really cool stuff. We see it with the smaller end developers like Arrowhead Studios with Helldivers 2, when they do actually listen to the community and start making the balancing changes that they really do want to do. They'll make a lot more money because more people will say, hey, come out and check out this game. The fact that it's a $40 game makes it so that way it doesn't get pirated as much, which is another reason why games end up being like shit, because they're going to get pirated anyway. So devs are like, why bother?
Exactly. So, but I mean, even on top of that, it's just like you got to throw in the mix of it too. This is like, even the bigger companies are doing it, right? Like we give Bethesda shit, but like, they did try. They made Starfield. They made an entirely different genre outside of the games that they've already created. Like you know what I mean? And it wasn't great. It wasn't great, but it felt like a Bethesda game.
It did. You know I will give it that. It felt like a Bethesda game.
And it was beautiful. It was good.
I'm pretty sure they said, hey, you're awake.
It was fresh. Like it was very smooth. Like I didn't have a whole lot of problems with the game. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there were some issues, but there weren't anything.
But it's a Bethesda game.
There wasn't that many. It was a clean Bethesda game. It wasn't a great Bethesda game, but it was clean. You know what I mean?
Well, if you consider it and step outside their normal genre, Starfield is going to be the beginning of that particular journey.
If they continue it,
If they continue it,
Microsoft allowing them to continue, but
right. But I mean, Elder Scrolls started somewhere, Fallout started somewhere, and now it's a very lore-rich. Both of them are lore-rich franchises. So if we think of Starfield as the very first of its genre, or very first of its series,
Starfield,
this could go crazy.
There could be multiple different things. I mean, it's just, even like 343 tried some new shit with Halo 4 and 5. You know what I mean? And
we talked about Tarkov in our last podcast. If you do want to check it out, I will have it up on YouTube pretty soon. It's a very long podcast, so I have to kind of cut things into bits and pieces, but
and like a lot of these games, they tried a lot of different. Call of Duty tried a new thing when they opened up with Warzone. Like, I mean, a lot of the shit we didn't enjoy, but like they they did try
like
those
Warzone,
things, and a lot of that stuff was successful. And it's just like, you know, there are things that you can be doing. Like, come on, like fucking okay. A lot of people are like, well, fucking Halo's still Halo and shit. It's like when Bungie left, like it wasn't. It's like, no, Bungie left and made Halo in a new universe. They made Destiny.
Yeah, basically, Destiny is like what
It's
Bungie was gonna turn Halo into.
It's fantasy
Anyway.
Halo. Yeah, it's fantasy Halo, and it's just like, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I enjoyed both games. They were a giant part of my life coming up. So it's just like, okay, cool. But then you've got like Ghost of Tsushima, great fucking phenomenal title, huge AAA blockbuster game. Baldur's Gate 3, huge AAA blockbuster award-winning game. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of games that are coming through that are doing great, that are, you know, they have success, that they're completely out of the norm. They're different, they're new, but they were worked on. They took the time to do the game. They took the time to develop it, create it, write it, and then, you know what I mean? And they also advertised it, and they marketed it the way games have always been dealt with that way. But then we have games currently that everybody's talking about, and I hate to say it, but Helldivers was heavily marketed on the content platform, on the gaming platform and everything, and it is fucked up. I can't say it's shit because I enjoy it, but it's fucked up. Or fucking Grey Zone, fucked up. Probably this year's biggest heavily marketed game and biggest release that they were hoping for, and it wasn't.
Right.
Fucking Incursion on the Milsim side. Incursion, big deal. Not doing great at all. 6 Days of Fallujah, massive marketing towards the veteran community, huge fucking flop. Like, so much of this, like For Honor was a great game when it came out.
Oh yeah,
it lost its traction.
It was broken as fuck, but yeah.
It lost a lot of traction too because they couldn't get out of the shtick with it. Like, they got stuck in a rut with the game, and there's nothing wrong. Like,
it was just tons of problems with balancing.
That too, and like there's so much. High on Life, another big great single player title coming out that was great. I enjoyed it. One time through.
Before
Hellblade,
that guy did his
Senua's Sacrifice. They're making another Hellblade. The first one, loved it. I'm gonna play the second one.
Yeah.
Like, this is stuff. There's like Kingdom Come Deliverance. Great fucking game.
I fucking love that game.
Single player game. Huge award-winning blockbuster AAA title. Great game. Mad Max, a game that people haven't heard of in ages. If you have heard of it, since 2015. Amazing AAA blockbuster game. Very positive reviews. Won awards. Amazing game. Has immense replayability. Like, there's a lot of games out there. And then like Mass Effect, amazing with their whole new title system that they got with this, like the full release, like the MCC from Halo.
Yes, God bless our vets and what they've done for this country.
Yeah.
Thank you, Astro.
I appreciate you guys. However, like the Men of War Assault Squad, massive flop. But then you've got fucking what the fuck is it? Company of Heroes, like Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk became way better after years of being released, and that should have been an early access game, where they should have just waited. We've touched base on this before on previous podcasts. Go ahead and check it out on my VODs or on my YouTube. But we do see this happen a lot, where, you know, they have some bangers. Yeah. But anyway, to kind of go back to the point of pretty much companies in general, mainly just Xbox, is kind of just shitting on a lot of people. I want to see the payout for this so badly as a consumer, but at the same time I feel really bad because I'm also in the tech industry, and we see a lot of layoffs happening between the gaming industry and the tech industry because people get really greedy with the way that they're doing stuff. But to go on a more positive note, Nintendo confirms it will be announcing the Switch successor console within this fiscal year. So if you are a Switch gamer and you have been enjoying the Nintendo titles, I know I've been enjoying the new Legend of Zelda game. They are going to be coming out with a newer console. Hopefully, the idea behind it is to have better everything, including the game pads as well, are going to be magnetic, so that way you don't get them stuck or have, hopefully we won't see controller drift. At the same time, that will also have its caveats. But Nintendo has said it will finally announce this new Switch in the fiscal year. A statement published on Twitter or X, whatever way you swing your dick. Shintaro Furukawa, president of Nintendo, confirmed the new console as Nintendo published its fiscal financial report for fiscal year ending March 31, 2024. Furukawa, I cannot say words, also confirmed a Nintendo Direct for this June, but said there will be no mention of the Switch successor during that presentation. Instead, it will focus on Switch games for the later half of 2024, which makes sense. It's good that they're not abandoning the console altogether, because we've seen that happen with other previous consoles where they start to abandon the console altogether to prepare for the new one. But I can't wait for that announcement. I enjoy Nintendo games from time to time. I fucking love
Classic.
I love Mario Kart. I fucking love Mario Kart. I love Mario games. I love Legend of Zelda games. Donkey Kong, all of those things. You know, one of my first games was like Super Mario Brothers. I think it was either I think it was 3. I think it was yeah. So like I fucking love Nintendo. It's always gonna have a place in my heart. Just take my money. Metroid also is a really great game. But yeah,
Metroid is amazing.
Yeah. Dragon, did you play a lot of Nintendo?
I have I still have my GameCube and my Wii, and I've got a handful, I don't know, maybe 25 games between the two. I have Game Boys, and I've got tons of cartridges. That's as far as I went in the Nintendo world. I like the RPGs they put out. So
I have a mobile emulator so I can play my Pokemons.
They do have a Metroid game on Switch. It's a newer Metroid that's available.
Oh really?
Yeah, they did have it. It kind of dives into Samus's upbringing. Yep. Check out. I can't remember what the game is called exactly off the top of my head, but they did have a new Metroid game that came out like a year or two ago, and it was a lot of fun. I had a blast playing it. I think I never really played a Metroid game until that game. So, oh no, that's a lie. I played Metroid on the Wii when it was like a first-person game, and that
Metroid Fusion first.
And I had a lot of fun with that. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, like I can't wait for them to come out with new Nintendo games or just new Nintendo stuff in general. And it's really cool that you have like the GameCube and Wii and stuff still dragging.
It's actually Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Is the one for Switch.
Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime 4, yeah.
Yeah, Metroid's dope. I want to see like another Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Oh my god.
When they release a new Switch, you know they're gonna fucking come out with new Smash Bros.
Learning Cloud's fucking combos. Oh my god.
Yeah, and Metroid 2 Return of Samus. They did a bunch of them digitally. They remastered some of them.
Yeah.
According to what I'm looking at here.
Well, the great thing, Astro, is that you can go on your PC and you can download an emulator to play.
That is true.
Those GameCube games. A lot of those older classic games. Go watch
I have a working GameCube. I have a working GameCube with a Game Boy cartridge attachment to it and the disc.
Nice.
Which is worth more than the whole kit and caboodle.
I was gonna say, getting one is like fucking ridiculous. I don't nigh impossible. But
buy it for me for like $300.
Thankfully
But
for us, you can get it for free.
So yeah, great news for Nintendo console gamers. I can't wait to see what they do with the next Switch. I need to do a quick BRB. We'll be right back after this. Alrighty guys, we are back. Thank you so much for sticking around past the ads and stuff. I know we kind of touched on some topics that were welcome back, that were not as positive, and we kept kind of focusing on some negative things here and there, but to kind of change up the flow a little bit, I am really impressed with what everybody is doing in the gaming community to try and make the changes for things to go a little bit better. Not knowing the future too much with what's going on with Xbox, hopefully they did make a really good choice, and them taking on some of the studios might actually have a positive spin, and we'll be able to see more work done on the games that we love and enjoy. And even on top of that, we even have the new Switch console coming out as well. We have that to look forward to. Hopefully, new Smash Bros, new Legend of Zelda games, and hopefully something that will actually go 60 frames per second on the 1080p screen or on a 1080p display. And even though that we were a little upset with what Helldivers is doing, I'm still really optimistic about the future with a game like this and any other game that does follow the live service model that they like kick down the door with to make live service games a lot better. On all the topics that we discussed today, is there anything, Dragon, that you are excited about or want to kind of talk about really quick before we kind of start ending the stream?
No, but Season 4 of Diablo 4 starts on Tuesday. Yay!
Woo, let's go! Are you going to be streaming that on Tuesday?
Yes.
Alrighty. Hell yeah.
It's going to be a brand new game. So, now other than that, I'm kind of excited to see the new Switch console. I've never gotten around to getting one. It's just been out of my ability to acquire, but I'm still excited to play Helldivers 2. As little as I get on the game, I still like it, so I'm good to go with all that. We'll just keep our fingers crossed that everything else kind of sorts itself out and people will stop getting laid off in the gaming industry.
Yeah,
maybe.
And I'm sorry that happened, Obi. I'm glad he's okay. Earthbound, do you have anything that you want to try and tie things up with, or things that you're excited for, anything that you want to touch bases on for the topics that we talked about?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, personally, I'm really excited for Ghost of Tsushima. I am hoping that we get some more cooler stuff for Helldivers. I really wish Arcanite was here tonight to kind of talk about things. I don't know where he's at, but it's kind of a downer that he wasn't here. Yeah, he's Helldiving. But yeah, I think this was a more interesting podcast. We there's not a lot of doom and gloom when it comes down to it. I know that eventually people will make the right decision, and as long as there's gamers, the gaming industry is always going to have an uphill downhill battle, and there's always going to be some hidden gems. We talked about a lot of stuff that was on sale, and there are a lot of, the nice thing about games in general and gaming is that you don't necessarily have to get the newest and latest and greatest to be able to have the most amount of fun. There's always going to be something on sale in the PC gaming world, and that is something always to look forward to kind of save money here and there and also have a lot of fun in the process. So if there is anything that you guys want to see us talk about on the next podcast, please let us know. You can always come into the Discord and message me and my team of amazing streamers. They're not my team, but you know, they're part of the community. My team sounds a little too possessive, but pretty much fantastic streamers. Dragon Dispatcher, Earthbound Reaper, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. As always, I always love talking to you guys about gaming stuff. Next Thursday we'll have another episode of Let 'em Bake, the podcast about gaming for gamers. And if
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And tomorrow, I guess I'm going to be trying to stream The Invincible thanks to Dragon Dispatcher, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to die a lot. I'm already telling you. I'm definitely going to be dying a lot. And if you do want to be able to support the channel other than subbing and doing the whole W thing, you could definitely check out my merch. Let me know what you think about it. Once I get a job, I'll be able to do the giveaways and stuff again for my community, and then we'll be trying to venture into doing game giveaways and all this other stuff, so that way I can reward you guys for coming in here. You guys would not be able to stream without having amazing viewers like you. And as always, try and stay safe out there. Realize that as long as you're a part of this community, you're loved and it's a safe space for you. I do my best to try and make it so that way people with anxiety or depression have something to look forward to, or pretty much have something to watch. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.
Good night. Good night.